to welcome the two founders of the Olive Branch of Hope organization to our Fireside Chat this evening. We have Winsome Johnson and Leela Springer. It's my pleasure, ladies, to welcome you to this Fireside Chat. I would like to begin with Leela Springer. Leela, why did you start this great organization?
You know, when I was in college, I enrolled in a marketing program. We were taught there that everything begins with a need. And I saw a need after I was diagnosed with breast cancer, a need that said, at least allowed me to see that there were some women that may not have been as fortunate as I was in terms of them being able to afford their medication. That was the beginning of seeing a picture that I had never seen before. And then when I was going through breast cancer treatment and the effects of the chemotherapy that I had on my body allowed me then to see that, to realize that I needed external help. My family were great. Everybody was doing fine, trying to help me through, but I needed to talk to somebody that looked like me, was diagnosed with the same type of cancer at the same stage. I wanted to know where that woman was. And I couldn't find her because in our community, silence seemed to be golden when it comes to breast cancer. So that is the need that I uncovered while I was on my journey of breast cancer. And that led me on one day when I was at my lowest to say, when I get through this, when I finish all my treatment, what I want to do is start a group, a support group, so that women will have a place to go. That's why I started the organization.
Good, thank you. What sets you apart from other organizations in the community and from other organizations with similar missions?
Well, at the time there were a few more organizations other than, there were about 3 or 4 of them, I think, at that time. When I walked into a room and I looked around, there was nobody that looked like me. And there was nobody that addressed the needs that I felt I had, that I knew I had at the time. There was nobody that understood where I was coming from. And the next thing, I was treated as though I wasn't even in the room. And conversations didn't include me. And when I tried to share what I was feeling and what I was going through, nobody in the room seemed interested. That helped me to solidify the thoughts that I had that an organization was needed to meet the needs of Black women.
Yes. I just can't imagine what that must have felt like for you being in that situation at the time. Thank you. Now, Winsome, what do you think your clients would say is the best thing about the organization?
Well, considering what Leela just said about how she felt in that room, coming to the Olive Branch of Hope support group, they see themselves there. They got quite comfortable because of the fact that we who are facilitating the group, we could relate to them. We could share our journey with them, and they could express that they're going through same things. And so we have gotten a lot of feedback of the comfort, the relaxation, the information they received. And the fact that everything is held in confidential, they could also share about their story if they want, or they could just be silent if they did not want to talk.
Good, so you mean a safe environment
Yes.
for the ladies to share, whether or not they wanted to share. Good. Now, Leela, can you tell me about the work your organization does and the program or programs you run?
Oh, that's a really good question. Winsome really works with the ladies that has been diagnosed with breast cancer and supportive care and all of those things. But in developing the programs, we did that after we had done a community survey, what the needs were within our community. And we found that there was a lack of knowledge around what breast cancer really meant to a black woman, because there were still some women that thought that breast cancer was a white woman's disease. Because in the promotional, pieces, there were no black women that were identified or that were portrayed. So there were still some women that were thinking that, oh, it's a white woman's disease. We don't have to pay any attention to it. So we had to develop an educational piece that would explain what breast cancer really is. And then in addition to that, we had to, and we did this gathering information from the researchers, how breast cancer affects black women in comparison to how it affects white women. And what about the treatment that available? Is it a one size fits all? So the educational piece was important. And then there's the health and wellness in terms of how we eat, the exercise piece, and all of that come under the umbrella of wellness. And then there's the supportive care and the community outreach in order to be able to speak to or send a message to the women in the community that if this should ever happen to you, we are here for you, we care, we understand. So we do that under. That is also part of Think Beyond Love Pink, a program that we have. And when we look at the different aspects of our programs, then that comes under our TOBOH Vine. And in the TOBOH Vine, we look at different areas of how we can serve the women, and we develop our programs accordingly. So right now we have an educational program, we have a social piece, we have a spiritual aspect of it, and all of these put together to make sure the black woman is confident that all of her needs are being met, not just some, but all of her needs. And spirituality is very important to us black folks. So we respect the needs of our women. We embrace who we are, all aspects of who we are, and when we are looking for care. So those are the things that we do at Olive Branch of Hope.
Absolutely, thank you. So I'm sure that there may be women who come to your organization or who use your resources who may not be practicing a particular faith. Do you serve those ladies as well?
We serve anyone that come to us. We don't force our faith on anyone, but we serve everyone that come to us. We express the love and the compassion and the care, which is what they're really looking for, the understanding. We share the knowledge that we have. Right. We do not force our faith on anyone, but we let them know that that's what we believe. Right. Should they be wondering. Yes, that's how we handle that piece.
Thank you for expanding on that. Thank you. Next question will go to Winsome. As a cancer survivor and not having this foundation at the time, what were your coping mechanisms and who informed you?
Okay, at that time, it was my family. My family was the foundation of my support. My husband also was my strongest supporter. He did everything for me, and so I was happy. Our support group was mentioned at the hospital. I visited once, but I find I was not comfortable because, again, the facilitator didn't know how either to reach out to me. And so I attended only once. And again, my family, who are all faith-believing people, and so I got devotional books, I got Bibles, I got prayers, I got, so that was my foundation of support.
Okay, thank you. So it came from a place of faith-based?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So who, besides your family, who informed you while you were
while I was going through, I was not a strong Christian. I had no faith really, so when this came into my life, I didn't know how to handle it. And so I started attending church after, and so I met Leela at church. Shortly after that, I learned that she was diagnosed. I reached out to her just to pray with her and to encourage her. And so that's how we started talking about support group. She's trying to get information from me about support group. So I explained that I did not attend any and that my family was my support group. And so she expressed herself just as she did before. She would like at this time of the day when she have a need, when her family is off to work, that there could be a place she could go. There was nothing around for us at that time.
Yes, yes. Thank you. That really shows how much we need each other. Yes, it's amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing. I can't wait to hear more about this great organization. So, my next question will be to Leela. As a cancer survivor, what are some barriers or challenges you have faced or are still facing personally?
The barriers and challenges. The challenge that I had at the time, as I mentioned before, was not having a place to go to find the help that I need to get me through the darkest moments of my life. That was the greatest challenge of my life. And sometimes God allows things to happen to you to push you into your destiny. You know, I would not have thought of Olive Branch of Hope if I didn't go through breast cancer. And I'm sure there are other people that are listening to us right now that, you know, that are not thinking of certain things that their challenge might be pushing them towards. So it's a matter of making lemonade with your lemons.
Yes.
And that's exactly what I did. And what is it? And what are the challenge that we are still facing as an organization? Getting our people to open up and have that open discussion with their family members, with their friends. Talk about what you're going through. Talk about the emotional stress that a diagnosis of cancer or any other disease brings to you. People need to know that you feel what they feel. People need to know that you understand what they are going through. These are the challenges that as Black women we still face because so many of them are afraid to come out and share their story. If they would only understand or only get to realize that your story is your power. So that's the challenge that we still face. But we know that as we have gotten where we are today, almost 20 years, you know, in the making, we know that it's going to change and that women are going to feel powerful, more powerful as a result of listening to us today.
Wow, brilliant, brilliant. I love that. Your story is your power. So for those who are listening, please remember if you would like to connect with the Olive Branch of Hope, the number to call is 416-256-3155. And please feel free to visit our website, which is theolivebranch.ca. Next question goes to Winsome. Are there other ways to donate to the Olive Branch of Hope besides monetary contributions?
Of course. Yes, you can be a volunteer. We could always use volunteers at our events. Our board, as a board member, as a working board member, at our different events, like at our walkathon, and also products. We have a care bag program, and we welcome natural products that could benefit these women going through, you know, like slippers. People coming out of the hospital could use, or in the hospital could use a bed slipper, you know, and stuff like that. And as I mentioned, a volunteer is a welcome service. Even at the office, we could use a volunteer to help.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Now, Leela, what are the ideals, if any, guiding the organization in terms of maybe what's your mission for the Olive Branch of Hope?
Our mission is to ensure that no woman at all should ever have to feel alone going through breast cancer. Everybody needs somebody. One of the things, and I keep saying this because our focus is on women of African ancestry. One of the things about us is that we don't reach out for help. And that we notice at our organization. A friend will call us and tell us of somebody that they have heard of that had cancer. Now, that person may not want me to know that they had cancer. I think it's much better if the person that had the cancer call and let us know that they're looking for support or they're looking for help. So yeah, that's our mission, is that no woman should ever have to feel that she has to be alone while going through a diagnosis of cancer. And Black women as on a whole, please don't ever feel like you're alone. Please don't ever feel like nobody understands you or nobody cares. We're here for you. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to go through cancer alone. We can connect you with another survivor. We can connect you to our TOBOH Vine that has several women that are part of it. We have life coaches that are going to work with you through your challenges. We have a program that can help them through that transition. And we want you to know that there are services out there that you can tap into, that you don't have to feel like you're being alone. The Olive Branch of Hope is here to let you know that you don't have to go through cancer alone. We are here for you.
Thank you. Well said. Hello, my people. It's time to break the silence. We've been silent for too long. Let's break the silence and let's speak up and speak out. Next question goes to Winsome. Service and making a difference are usually at the root of a non-profit organization. Apart from having breast cancer yourself, what made you decide to be involved with this organization?
I liked the fact that you're able to give the support that is so needed to someone going through cancer. As I mentioned before, I did not seek support, to join an organization, but being there from the beginning and seeing how people needed it, how they reached out for it, how they were consistent to the support group, and seeing the information they would receive, seeing how they eagerly share what they're going through, or just being encouraged that we have come along the journey. Yes, it's I am so happy that I'm a part of this organization.
Thank you. So now our main focus is on breast cancer.
Yeah.
But does that mean if someone has a different type of cancer, they would still be able to use our services?
Of course. And we have had other people with different type of cancer that has come to our support group. Even early when we started, we had men who would come and just receive information and just be there. So we never turn away anyone. I remember a Canadian lady coming because she learned that of the prayers, and she came just to be prayed for.
So we just want everyone to know that we will not turn away anyone,
yes.
male or female, even though our main focus is with females.
Yes.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you so very much. This goes to Leela. What challenges have you faced and how have you grown or is growing to overcome them?
Our biggest challenge from the beginning, and still is not having the funds to do what we want to do. That is a huge challenge. However, we've made it to almost 20 years because our community has responded every time. And I have to say that since all this, these new development with Black Lives Matter, even those that didn't care to support us before, that were of other cultures, are now reaching out to us. Out of that has brought the needs that we have to the forefront, and many other organizations like ours to say we are here and we need help, and that's what has happened, and we are thankful for that.
Good. I'm so glad to hear that. That's a great testament to the Olive Branch of Hope organization. You guys will be celebrating 20 years in business, in serving the community, in serving each other. Now, what or to whom would you attribute its successes?
I think I already answered that. I said the community responded.
Okay.
The community has responded, and I'm so proud of them, because the comments that we got earlier on, and sometimes people would meet us and say, "Oh, y'all still here? We didn't know that you were still here," because they sort of thought that we would die out and we would go away. But there are those faithful ones in the community that understand the need for what we do, the need to support each other, the need to ensure that no woman diagnosed with cancer should ever have to feel alone. And those people have always supported us. And we are so thankful to each one of you that have supported us in the past and continue to support us. It is a challenge, yes, to stay afloat when you don't have a lot, but we have come through it, and we know that in the future that the Lord will always provide. He has, He does, and He always will, because He's the one that has instigated this entire organization. It's His responsibility to keep it going. We know that this program is being watched not only in Canada, where we are located, but you're going to watch it on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all those mediums that we have available to us. So we want you to know that we don't only serve the women in Canada. We're not only here for the women in Canada. Wherever a woman of ancestry is located geographically, we are here for her, because modern technology has made it possible for us to communicate with you wherever you are. And for our friends in Jamaica, who we are privileged to serve, and we are privileged to reach out to, and whom we have visited twice to make sure that our friends over there are not left out. I just want to say a great big hello to you, and hope that you keep on going. To our friends in Barbados that we have served as well, because the Olive Branch is not only Canada, the Olive Branch is everywhere. Wherever a Black woman is, we are there. Contact us. We'll be happy to respond.
Well said. Well said. Thank you, ladies, so very much. And for those who are watching, and if you do know of anyone, any family member who has been impacted by cancer, please feel free to call our organization. The number, once again, is 416-256-3155. And please visit our website. It is theolivebranch.ca. We have an area there for you to donate. So for those of you who are able to or would love to support this great cause, please go to our website and please make a donation to the organization. Thank you so very much for listening to us today. Until next time, have a great day, everyone. See you at theolivebranch.ca.